In Krasnogorsk, Moscow region, a drone crashed into an apartment on the 14th floor of a high-rise residential building on Cosmonauts Boulevard, Moscow Region Governor Andrei Vorobyov reported. 5 people were injured, including a child. 4 of the victims were taken to hospitals, the adults with traumatic brain injuries, fractures, and shrapnel wounds, and the child with minor injuries. According to TASS, 70 people were evacuated from the building, and 3 apartments were damaged. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin claimed in his Telegram post that the Russian air defense had shot down 3 drones flying toward the capital. He said that the emergency service workers are working at locations where the debris fell. Russian media and Telegram channels reported multiple airports across the country suspending operations. In response to the heightened drone threat, airports in Volgograd, Gelendzhik, Krasnodar, and Kaluga introduced temporary restrictions on takeoffs and landings, Russia's Federal Air Transport Agency announced. The restrictions were implemented as a precaution against possible further drone attacks, including Moscow's Domodedovo and Zhukovsky airports. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that air defense forces intercepted and destroyed 111 Ukrainian drones over 13 Russian regions overnight. 34 drones were intercepted over the Rostov region, 25 over the Bryansk region, and 1 over the Moscow region, the statement said. In Novoshakhtinsk, Rostov Oblast, a fire started by a drone attack left apartment buildings, a kindergarten, and a technical school without power, Governor Yuri Slyuser reported. He added that there were no injuries. The governor added that air defense forces in the region repelled additional drone attacks in several districts, including Taganrog, Krasnoselensky, Myasnikovsky, Kamensky, Zimovnikovsky, Tarasovsky, Milorovsky, Kuibishevsky, and Shalakovsky. Several fires broke out as a result of the raids, but they were quickly extinguished by emergency services. No casualties were reported in these areas. Ukraine's army regularly strikes military infrastructure within occupied territories and deep within Russia in an attempt to diminish Moscow's fighting power as it continues to wage its war against Ukraine. At least 3 servicemen from the 247th Caucasian Cossack Regiment of the Russian Airborne Forces were, loudly, killed near a checkpoint of a military unit in Stavropol, Russia, Main Intelligence Directorate of Ukraine said. On October 22, 2025, as a result of a successful operation by the Main Intelligence Directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, with the support of the forces of the Caucasus Liberation Movement, at least 3 servicemen of the 247th Caucasian Cossack Regiment of the Airborne Forces of the Russian Armed Forces were killed, the message says. According to intelligence, the high-profile event occurred near the checkpoint of Military Unit No. 54801 in the very center of Stavropol. Soldiers and officers of this unit have been actively involved in military operations in Ukraine since 2014 and have distinguished themselves by committing numerous war crimes during the full-scale invasion of the Russian Federation, added the Main Intelligence Directorate. Recently, the FSB announced the arrest of a 25-year-old man in connection with an attack in Georgievsk. Security officials identified him as a local resident, although during interrogation he claimed to have arrived in the Stavropol territory. According to security officials, the attack was planned in the Georgievsk Municipal District Administration building. The suspect is a Georgievsk resident, whom the FSB describes as holding radical views. Although the FSB's official statement identifies the detainee as a resident of Georgievsk, the man says on camera that he came to the Stavropol territory, without specifying his origin. Death toll in the explosion in Plastmass military ammunition plant in Russia's Chelyabinsk region has reached 10, Regional Governor Alexei Texler said on Thursday. 18 others were injured after a series of explosions ripped through the plant in Chelyabinsk's Kapaysk city yesterday. The Plastmass plant, part of the Technodynamica enterprise under the Rostec State Corporation, manufactures artillery and tank shells and is also involved in the disposal of defective munitions. The fire in the facility has been extinguished, and recovery teams from the Ural Rescue Center are working to clear the site, Texler said. The governor declared a municipal state of emergency, and also denied earlier reports that the explosion might have been caused by a drone attack. "I want to stress again, this was not a drone attack," Texler said. According to the Moscow Times, the initial explosion occurred shortly after midnight, followed soon after by a secondary blast triggered by the ensuing fire. The blast was reportedly caused by safety breaches during a technological process inside a workshop. The investigative outlet ASTRA reported that Russia's investigative committee has launched a criminal case into alleged violations of industrial safety rules at a hazardous facility resulting in multiple deaths. It should be noted that Chelyabinsk region lies in Russia's southern Urals, about 1,800 kilometers east of the Ukrainian border. The incident in Chelyabinsk marks the second explosion in a week at a Rostec-affiliated enterprise. A similar accident occurred on October 17 at the Avangard plant in Sterli-Tamak, Bashkortostan, in Russia's Volga-Ural region, where 6 employees were injured. The plant's general director, Dmitry Logинov, described that incident as an accident in the nitro unit. In April, a series of explosions also struck one of Russia's largest military ammunition depots in Barsovo, Kierzhaki district of Vladimir region, located about 70 kilometers northeast of Moscow.